Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. We're going back to the trial today to defend our boy Edgeworth. Last time we did some more investigating. We met some old guy who has a bird that knows about the DL6 incident, and my current theory is that he's the perpetrator because he got brain damage or something and he doesn't remember. We learned kind of a whole lot, Gordy's not real, DL6 stuff, Lotta's gone now. Too much to summarize. I'm sure I'm going to forget a lot of stuff going into this trial. But we're going to be facing stupid Von Karma again. Really not a fan of that guy. He's just so annoying, honestly. And the fact that he could just go against Edgeworth, the guy he mentored, I'm not a fan. But let's go destroy him in trial. I'm sure after he destroys us for a bit. Okay. Away. Oh, we're going straight in there. We're not even outside the courtroom first. Hello, Judge.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma, do not take over my judge's wacky court again, or I will kill you.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. I hate you. Talk.
Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. He wants to be a little jerk and not say that he's ready because he thinks that he's better than me.
Who's the judge here anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement.
Oh my god, give your opening statement.
Very well, no opening statements, so...
Not so fast, Judge. Well, maybe you should have said it in the first place, and you wouldn't have needed to raise an objection. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Really? Really? Well, then maybe you should have said, one moment, please.
Right. Of course.
Remind me to ban meaningful pauses in court from here on out. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. I hate you. I hate him. Your prediction's wrong. It's just not gonna end in 3 minutes.
Order. Order. A prediction is not an opening statement, Von Karma. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now?
Did you really need to object to that? Bah, must you question everything? Must you be annoying? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. Well, I'm gonna make you go over that time and then you're gonna hate yourself. I'll call my witness now.
Right.
I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner, whose name we still don't know. You didn't bring your bird with you. Witness, state your profession. Are you gonna say you own a boat shop or a noodle shop?
I am the proprietor of the restaurant, The Wet Noodle, at Gourd Lake.
Good response, Von Karma.
And I, also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yup. Yup, I was.
Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. I'm gonna raise an objection. Who are you? Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah. Then ask him. I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. I could just sit here in silence right now and it would go on for more than 3 minutes. Don't wag your finger at me. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. You really grind my gears. Yeah, right. He's so annoying.
The witness will state his name. Take that, Von Karma. I have the power now. Well, not really sure. Yup.
He doesn't even know his name.
What do you mean? Memory.
Your Honor, The witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Which is just further fuel to my theory that you are the DL6 guy. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name.
He can't recall, you say? Then let's rename him ourselves. I will call you Gerald.
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well, Gerald. Let's hear his testimony. Then, shall we, witness? It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup.
You know, you probably don't even have children. It's just a random thought. If he doesn't remember anything past the several years and he's thinking me and Maya were the kids, probably don't have kids.
I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. And I heard a bang. Yup. I looked out the window. I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window.
What man?
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
I will kill you. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. I will be the one to determine that. Okay, you don't just get to say that. Okay? Any freaking... Why is the word escaping me? Prosecutor could just say that. And then trials would just be a mess. Because they'd be like, you can't, there's nothing, sorry. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. He makes me violently angry. I don't know why, I just hate this man. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Well, looks like your prediction's gonna be wrong. Judge, your verdict now. What?
I hate him so much.
How is just that enough to make a verdict?
Yes.
Judge, you're so easily swayed.
Mr. Wright?
Yeah, I'm cross-examining. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well, you may begin. I like you much better, Phoenix.
Oh my god? What? What was that? He went, raw. Sir, your eyes, they rolled back into your head. Well, guess what? It's been 10 seconds. Aha, it didn't end in 3 minutes.
Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma.
3 minutes just passed.
Eat it. I see. Well, then let's just take our time. We like to take our time here in my court and have some fun. Well, honestly, it kind of comes back to bite me in the butt because when I take my time, I end up late for mahjong. I miss my mahjong team. Anyway, you may cross-examine the witness.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's the one, where the man was highlighted in red. What man did you see, exactly? Yep. And a man walks by. This one. By your window?
Yup, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack.
And could you see the man's face?
Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Gotta fall asleep first.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this.
That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Okay, I'm gonna press you on that. Are you sure? I feel like we can't trust anything this guy says. He thought I was his son. Uh-oh. Dad! What the heck? I don't know if you could tell because that happened like immediately. I said dad as a joke because I just remembered that Phoenix kept calling him dad in the last video. And then he literally called him dad. That was weird. Okay. Phoenix and I really are just on the same wavelength sometimes. Dad.
Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him. That Edgeworth boy. Dead. It was too much. Gerald died. Bring in the stretcher and ambulance. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
But he didn't see Edgeworth killing him. Fun karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Tisk, 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 I said this once already.
Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
Don't glare at me. I better act quick, or this trial is going to be over. Raise an objection! He didn't see him kill, he saw him walk by the window, Your Honor. We proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. I'm going to wag my finger at you again. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Okay, he wiped his prints and then touched it with his other hand to then just put his prints back on there? Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise another objection? Your Honor, you love me, okay? You've got to listen to me. The witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Irk.
Nick, do we have evidence?
I don't know, do we? It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Do we really not have evidence? Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please? Can you hear me, sis? Please?
Yeah, get me in here.
We need your help. Nick needs you.
I'm saying tisk, tisk, tisk again. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough. The witness may leave the stand. I'm dead. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
You don't see anything until I spell it out for you, Judge. What? No. Humph.
This court finds the defendant, do not mind that I flubbed my words, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Oh God.
The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
What? Huh? What? Wait. Wait.
Who was that just now?
Me. Who is me? Huh? What? Larry, where did you come from? He just runs out into the middle of the court. Okay. Larry? Okay. Larry coming in for the rescue. I want to be a witness. Well, let's hope I can have at least a consistent voice for you this entire time.
What are you doing here?
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But I remember it.
Remember what?
The gunshot. I heard it too. Larry, yes, coming through for Edgeworth. A little scared there for a minute. Feel like we were going clear into the guilty speech.
Order.
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. I call for you to shut your face.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. I would like to hear Mr. Larry talk. So, you say you heard a gunshot.
Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just sit here and let you... I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my judge's wacky court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you have already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. You could make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You have a point. Okay. Let's do this, Larry. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. You're a waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned.
I overturn my verdict. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Suck it, Von Karma. I will do anything to have my court back in order with Edgeworth standing where you are. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now.
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness.
Shout out, Larry.
Court is adjourned. I'm going to have a smoothie.
Phew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night?
Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night.
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
You say something, right?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
Well, I'm being accused of murder and I almost got sent to jail. It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh. You know, that would really help us out if he told us. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance?
Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials? perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. And if there's one thing Larry's not, it's perfect. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry, the most unperfect person to ever exist. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. I want it to be known that I lasted 15 minutes.
Court is now back in session. I enjoyed my strawberry smoothie. Now let us begin. Witness, please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Which is a scary thought. Von Corman didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. That night, I went out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. You know, let me look at the evidence, because none of the statements were jumping out at me to, like, press on them. Let's see. Give me a sec.
Okay, nothing was jumping out at me there. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick.
I don't know, Larry. I really don't. Okay, you were out there. You're looking for something. You don't want to share you're looking for your giant steel samurai balloon.
Okay, you slipped back into the boat, or you slipped the boat back. Okay, and then you heard a bang. And you looked over the lake, and you didn't see a boat. So after you heard that single... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, I would not have figured that out if I hadn't decided to look at over all the evidence 2 seconds ago. After you heard that single gunshot. So, it'd be easier if I went this way. In Lada's deposition, it says she heard 2 gunshots. He heard a single one. So this. Oh, wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Ms. Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you got to treat me nice and stuff, okay? I don't like being bullied. I mean, my voice changes every time I speak, okay? I'm very insecure.
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Eh?
Not sure? How could you be not sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else.
What were you listening to?
Something else? My radio, dude. With my headphones. What?
Order. Order. And stop that booing. Okay, it's very rude. Mr. Butts, you are listening to the radio with your headphones.
This might actually end up being useful. Like, maybe he's gonna, like, listen to the radio and he's gonna say the time or something. and that'll have some sort of effect. Yeah, so what? Not a crime. I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Do you listen to the radio?
No, this is a waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
No, yeah, he definitely should. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah, humbug. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Nothing's more pitiful than you, okay? I hate you, okay? Okay?
Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Come through, Larry, come through.
What Larry heard?
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all requests show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming, loud like. I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Okay, what was he saying? That might be helpful.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Is this a free country? To be fair, it's not like he knew there was going to be a murder that he should be listening for. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe his testimony. I myself have terrible ears.
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me, DJ? I do not know what this DJ thing is.
An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright. And tell me more about this DJ when you have the time.
I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Well, if I hadn't already figured out that that's what I was supposed to press on, I think I would know after that. Go all the way over there. And press. What did he say? What? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. They're not pointless. They're not. Stop telling me that everything I do is pointless because it's not. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Plenty of good. Thank you very much.
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a good point. Though to be fair, I don't even know what a DJ is. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care, okay? It could have something important about like the time or something. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask,
Fine, very well. That's all it takes to convince me, especially from you, Phoenix. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when he said, hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot. Okay. God, I've been saying it. Almost Christmas. It's important. He just said almost Christmas. This is important. This is really important. Okay, I gotta think about this. Okay, maybe... Let me check Lotta's thing again. I heard just after midnight. Okay. Just after midnight, and he's saying he heard it when it was almost Christmas, which means it wasn't after midnight yet. This is it. This is almost Christmas. I found it. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? Well, what's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. You're sweating. You do scare that easy.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Larry, why are you making that face?
Indeed. And
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. There it is. That's the screenshot I see every Christmas Eve. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
that would seem to be the case, yes.
But that contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Both Ms. Hart and the old man said that it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
So maybe
The incident with Edgeworth happened almost Christmas Eve. Someone shot him from like the distance or something. And then another one happened after midnight to like frame him or something, maybe? I don't know, that is a very loose theory. I still am like confused. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
I'd say Larry's definitely, I know, shocking, the more reliable witness here. I mean, Lotto is just making stuff up. The old guy's, well, I don't think I need to say anything about him. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. You don't mistake almost Christmas. Just look at him. Suspicious. Just look at you, okay? You look like... You look like a mix of like a zombie and Frankenstein and like one of those evil butlers from Scooby-Doo. You shouldn't be trusted. You're suspicious. What?
Well, Mr. Wright, do you think he's suspicious? What do you think about Mr. Butt's claims he heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry is right. I think that's more believable. More concrete evidence than the other two. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Do I? Do I have evidence? Show me the evidence. There was a gunshot before midnight.
Well,
Okay, one of these has gotta be... no.
that's 12:15.
Second lake photo is before. Shows an empty lake taken automatically at 12:24. Boom. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Ms. Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in the photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. Because it heard the bang, so it took a picture.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m., aka almost Christmas. This is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Because I'm a little bit confused.
Me too, Judge.
Ms. Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. In fact, it is a fact that a camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots, with a 25-minute pause between them. Okay, so yeah, kind of like what I was saying before, the real Edgeworth thing must have happened before? I'm gonna say before midnight. And then there was maybe like a phony one after? Or the real one happened after midnight, and before, on Christmas Eve, they were like testing the gun or something. I don't know.
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes.
There was no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear.
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court any evidence if you have any.
Well, let's see. Well, it's not Gordy or the map. Found in the victim's body. No, the murder weapon fired 3 times. Oh. This! It was fired 3 times. They heard 2 after midnight. There was 1 before. Right? This is my evidence.
The murder weapon.
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. But the 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order. Order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
I think we're all wondering that. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes?
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it. I have it. Well, I'm glad you do, because I don't.
Huh?
Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? How could I forget?
What? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What?
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. What are you referring to in the sense that it was to cover up a past incident? Or, not really cover up, but it was involved with it. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? You've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wright.
the testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
Has it?
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
Tisk tisk. So, you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer than than Miles Edgeworth himself.
No, that's not what I realized.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. No, I am right. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. I am! At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. So, am I right? It was the one before midnight?
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting.
That was a phony.
The timestamp of the photo says 15.
But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. I knew it! That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on that boat are.
Edgeworth and the murderer? I'm guessing?
If he's saying it's like the Steel Samurai case, then maybe the murderer wanted to eliminate Edgeworth initially? That's what I'm going with. I hope I'm right. I'm not confident on that. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met with Edgeworth.
Oh.
Okay. Oh.
What? Are you serious?
Oh. Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. Or I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then.
Murderer's name? Right, it's... I don't know. It's not Edgeworth and it's not Lotta Hart, that's for sure. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know?
Bah, again you waste my time.
It's just someone we haven't met yet, okay?
I don't know because he never told us.
Are you saying it's Old Man? What if it's all an act? What if he's not really like that?
The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man.
Really?
At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did the murder take place?
I thought old guy was like DL6 man. But if he's the murderer? Show the judge where the murder really took place. I would assume it's the boat shop, right? Is this the boat shop? I can't tell. Oh yeah, duh, here's the boats. There. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without seeing anyone. Or without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will.
He's going around in his boat, la-di-da.
That night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. So is he faking this whole, like, memory and being kind of out of it thing? This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake.
Then who fired the pistol? Who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
It would have to be the boat shop caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
Because the first shot missed.
No, 'cause didn't we just say he did it on purpose? So it has to be to create a witness. I guess to see for people to have seen it go down. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Or maybe to create himself as the witness.
Create a witness.
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Ms. Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, he pretends he died.
Bleh.
The murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once he realized that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put on Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Hello? Can someone say something?
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly.
Get him out here.
You're a phony.
You're a faker.
Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand.
Yay, Edgeworth.
We get to see you! Despite this whole chapter being about you, we don't get to see you very much.
Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said.
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said that he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important.
I'm sorry. I can't say what it is.
Your Honor, sir! Did he run? Is he on the loose?
Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. Oh my god, he's a phony! I can't believe this. He was faking it the whole time.
What?
What should I do?
Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
I can't believe I really fell for that. Dang.
Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker?
He's got to be DL6, man.
I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. I'm being very strong. I'm a man in charge. For once. Very well. Court is adjourned. To Mahjong I go. Will I make it on time? Who knows?
Dang, okay. So, maybe I just wasn't looking at that picture very well. And the guy in the coat at the start of this chapter was old man, and he's just really good at disguising or something. Dang, I totally fell for his act. I really thought he lost it, and like that's. Well, I still think he's DL6 man. But they were like, he suffered brain damage, so I was like, oh, it's obviously him because he's all like messed up. No, he was faking it, wasn't he? My God, he's a good actor. Send him to Hollywood.
Yay, Nick! You did it!
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Bud and Karma didn't know what to do about his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Shout out to Larry, coming through. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our chances weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something?
You're out of it, bud.
You look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry,
but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Please tell me. What is it? Edgeworth?
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but...
What? Please tell me. He's gonna cliffhanger me, isn't he?
I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
Huh? A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder.
What? I was gonna end there. To be continued. Gah. What a cliffhanger. Well, it's a nightmare though, right? Can't put too much stock on a nightmare. Well, I'm assuming next time we're gonna get to hear all about that. I hope. I don't know what to feel about that. A memory of a murder. I mean, it could just be, I don't know, he seems to have trauma regarding the incident with his dad. It could be something like that. He says it's a memory, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I need more details. But I know he didn't commit murder. Okay, it's okay. Anyways, I really did not think the murderer was gonna be Boat Guy. I mean, we still got another day of investigating and whatever this thing Edgeworth said was, but he literally went on the run. Like, it's gotta be him, right? He's just been acting this whole time? If it's not him, I'll be shocked. I don't know, it's seeming like it is. I still don't know who that was in that picture, though, at the very start. Like, the picture of the, whole, what am I saying? Of the chapter, and there's a guy in a coat. I don't know if that's him or not, and I probably shouldn't go back and look at the picture, just in case. Looking at it makes it really obvious. I don't know. My mind is kind of blown right now. I really fell for that guy's act. But yeah, it kind of kills me to end it here because I want to know what Edgeworth was talking about there. But alas, I must end today's video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!